So what it do to everybody on here? You know, my fans gonna post this on YouTube. You know, we don't do it for the views, but we do it for the thuggies. It's like no, but yeah, Um, so there's a lot going on with Demi Lovato, um, and also I wanted to tell y'all how the whole day went with me taking my wife shopping and all that, and Jenna. You know, like I said, I ain't never know I was that big in Paris. I mean, I know I'm big in different states, but you know. But anyway, my love life and career is in a parallel universe. If you don't know what that is, that's cool. I mean, you'll find out next year when my biopic story come out. But yeah, that's pretty much where we gonna go with that. So, mm, so what are we gonna? I know I was just on here a few hours ago, but I gotta tell you the story. So I was with Demi Lovato. It was midnight that I was with Demi Lovato, and Demi was like, I forgot to tell you, you don't know how big you are in Paris. Like you do realize you got cartoon shows about you in Paris. I'm like, I do. She's like, you don't know? I'm like, no. I mean, like, I don't know what the fuck they be showing in Paris. Like, what type of shit they be showing? Like, what type of shows they play in Paris? She's like, you really don't know you got a cartoon series about you. I'm like, well, is it just one? She's like, it's a couple of them. It's on Disney. Like, Paris got their own Disney, right? They own Nickelodeon and shit like that. I'm like, she's like, David, Paris do not show the same shit that they show in other states. They show different shows. Like, for the state that you're living in. Like, if you're in Paris, the stuff that you see in Paris is not gonna be in a different state. I'm like, so it's made specifically for Paris. She was like, right. So let me show you. So she was like, this cartoon series about you. It's actually kind of weird. This is a cartoon series about you and your wife tnerra. She probably don't even know this. I'm like, she haven't even turned on the TV yet. She was like, yeah, it's a cartoon series about you and your wife tnerra. I'm like, but wait, how the fuck could they do that? Like, they don't know the damn story. She was like, yeah, but I mean, they kind of know the story. I mean, you and your wife kind of talked about it in that documentary movie. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, a documentary movie. She's like, yeah, so I think they kind of know the story, like the backline of it. This show kind of just recently came out like last year, so I think they kind of know the whiff of it. So I'm like, okay, so this is on Disney. She's like, yeah, this is on Disney. This is on actually regular Disney for Paris, but I think it's on Paris Disney Plus for Paris. I'm like, wait, Disney Plus have a thing for Paris? Like, yes. Are you not following me? So, okay, let's go to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon got a cartoon series about you, too. This one is not about you and your wife. This is about you and Zendaya, which is kind of weird. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been dating Zendaya. So she's like, they need to make a cartoon series about me and you. I'm like, oh, yeah, you think they should, huh? She's like, well, I mean, you got all these damn cartoon shows about you. I mean, that was just a few that I just showed you. I'm like, how did you stumble? I'm like, how did you stumble across this? She was like, um, I was just looking on here, just looking around and flipping on the damn channels. I mean, I have been to Paris plenty of times, but I only been to Paris to like play, shows and perform and stuff like that. Like, I have never really like actually stayed in Paris for long bits of time, and this is gonna be the longest I ever stayed in Paris. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, so yeah. And when I was turning on the TV just to see what the fuck was on, I stumbled across these damn cartoon series about you. I'm like, God damn, this man got all these damn shows about him. You probably didn't know this shit, did you? I'm like, no, I had no fucking idea. She was like, well, now your ass do. So I'm like, okay. She's like, anyway, um, so you gotta tell your wife about the whole living arrangement thing. I'm like, did you tell your boyfriend? She's like, Actually, I did tell him he didn't take it too damn well. I mean, I kind of knew he wouldn't. But I honestly, to be real, I don't fucking care. I'm like, you don't. It's like, cause I know he's fucking my best friend. So it's like I don't really care if his ass don't like the fucking whole idea of it because when I told him he gonna say, "Oh, but I'm gonna stay in there too." I'm like, "No, because that's not the whole plan. The plan is for me and David to stay alone with each other to get more into our characters. So no, that's not the whole damn plan." He was like, "I don't care about the damn plan. I'm your boyfriend. I don't want you alone with some big ass A-list celebrity. Like I'm not handing your ass off to him." So I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, but I don't care what his ass says. So it's like, I know, David, I know what I know. Like, I know that I'm not stupid, and I know that his ass is definitely fucking my best friend. So I'm like, you know this? She's like, David, I know what I heard. I might have been asleep, but I definitely know what I heard. And his ass definitely was screwing my best friend. So I mean, like, it is what it is. They can sit there and lie about it and act like they wasn't doing anything, but I already know they fucking was. So, like, I don't really care how you feel. Like, at this point, he can break up with me and I wouldn't fucking care. It wouldn't be the first time that I had broke up with a boy. You know how many boys that I broke up with or stopped dealing with? Like, I was literally engaged at one time and it just didn't work out. We ended up going our separate ways. Like, that's just how shit goes. Like, so I would not be surprised if we end up just going our separate ways, like whatever. But you're not going to, first of all, what you're not going to do is tell me how to fucking live my career. That's what you're not going to do. Second of all, I'm a grown ass woman. I can make my own decisions. So if I already decided that that's fine with me, then you're not going to tell me otherwise. I don't give a fuck what you think. It's like whatever. And then I could see if he was actually being faithful, then I could see his concern coming into the damn picture. I could see if he was actually not doing shit. But he actually is doing shit. So it's like you sit up there acting like you concerned, but you fucking my best friend at the same time. It's not like his ass don't want me to leave. He do want me to leave. He's just trying to act like he don't want me to leave. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, I'm coming with you. Like, trying to play the part of a concerned boyfriend when in reality he can't wait to let my ass go so he can be in there screwing my fucking best friend. Like I'm not even stupid. Like I've read into that shit already. Like you know what I mean? Like he is so full of shit, and I just hate boyfriends that do shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you really think you fooling me, bitch. But I'm looking at him and I'm like, this nigga is obviously funny as shit. Like he making me laugh. Like I went in the bathroom and just started laughing because I already knew why he was doing it. He was doing it because he was trying to. He knew that I was going to tell him no. Like he knew that. Now, what if I flip the fucking script on him and say, "Oh yeah, you can come too," and then he would sit there and look stupid as shit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't flipped the script on him because I ain't want his ass to come. So it is what it is. Even though I knew deep down that he didn't want to fucking come. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I remember me and Demi Lovato, we started kissing and having a lot of sex. I'm not gonna lie to you. But in the biopic movie of Little Richie, we are gonna be making love a lot. So it's definitely gonna be in there. Like Little Richie had sex with women. Like he wasn't gay. I know a lot of people think that he was gay and all this stuff like that, but no, he had girls. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of girlfriends, from what I'm hearing. So I remember, I'm like, so Demi, she's like, yeah. Look, David, I know I've been like thinking about this ever since we started like doing what we was doing, like, hooking up and stuff. I know we just kind of like, met and everything. But I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm definitely not trying to jinx this shit. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, cause I'm excited as shit to like film this movie and stuff. I'm like really excited to do it. But I want to ask you a question. Like, what happens by the time we start filming? I end up pregnant. Like, let's say, cause we gotta stay we got to live in together for like a few months before we start filming. I'm like, right. She's like, so what happens like within them few months of us living together? Because you know that we're definitely screwing each other. Like, well, you screwing me. What if I end up pregnant? Because you obviously know that I'm definitely like you're not using a condom and I'm not on birth control. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I was thinking about that same thing. She's like, so, I mean, like, I'm just gonna ask you, do you want me to keep it? Because I don't want to, like, kill the baby, because I don't want to be considered a fucking murderer. So I'm like, yeah, well, I would love for you to keep it, of course. She was like, good, because I was gonna keep it anyway. I'm like, so why would you ask me if you knew you was gonna keep it? She's like, I just wanted to see what your answer was gonna be. So she's like, we never discussed if I was your girlfriend or anything. We just started hooking up. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, well, what did you want? Do you wanna, be my girlfriend? And she's like, well, I play your girlfriend in the movie. So yeah, let's try this whole girlfriend thing out. Yeah, let's do it. But we can't go public, obviously. I'm like, right? She's like, I mean, I don't want your wife to see it, And how many damn wives you got? I'm like, two. My wife tnerra and Jenna Ortego. So she's like, wait, her last name is still Jenna Ortego? I'm like, her name is Jenna Ortego Sims. So she's like, oh, Jenna Ortego Sims. And tnerra is what? I'm like, tnerra is tnerra Matthew Sims. So that's her name is tnerra Matthew, like her middle name is Matthew. So she's like, oh, tnerra Matthew Sims. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. So she was like, so we already discussed the whole pregnancy thing, okay? But do you think they're gonna kick me out the movie if they find out I'm pregnant? I'm like, what you mean? It's like, if I tell them that we've been having sex and it just happened, you think they're gonna kick me out the movie? I'm like, no, they just gonna hide the pregnancy. She's like, I mean, what if I'm kind of showing? I'm like, look, they got technology where they don't have to show your stomach fully and stuff like that. She's like, well, this is a big budget movie, so I'm assuming that they should have good cameras where, I'm like, and plus they can put you in outfits where it's not really showing your stomach as much. So she's like, okay, I think that could work. So I remember, me and Demi Lovato, we did, cut up and make love and do the stuff that, a couple do. But I had just recently met Demi Lovato. So my whole thoughts about Demi is like she is like the sweetest girl I ever met. Like I ain't never meet nobody like Demi Lovato. So I just remember, after we was done, making love and cutting up, she was just like laying in the bed and stuff. She's like, now, David, you gotta now it's just up to you to tell your wife. I'm like, yeah, but see, my wife is way different from your fucking boyfriend. She's like, which one? I'm like, both of them. So she's like, oh, you think they're not gonna go for it? I'm like, oh, I know they're not gonna go for it. So she's like, okay, so I mean, you gotta make their ass go along with this shit, David. You gotta do something. Work your damn magic. Figure that shit out. So I'm like, Demi, I'm a married man with kids. I don't know how I'm gonna work that shit out. She's like, so you ain't gonna tell them? You just not gonna bring it up? So I'm like, no, I'm gonna bring it up, but I don't know about how they gonna take it. She's like, David, you won't know unless you fucking bring it up. So I'm like, all right, we'll see, Demi. It's like, okay. So I ended up having sex with Demi again, and now Zendaya had made it to Paris. Zendaya made it to Paris with her mom and her family and stuff. She's like, David think his ass slick. He think he fucking slick. But I'm here now. He really think I'm slick. So she was like, he really think he fucking slick. See what he thought is that I wasn't gonna fucking take this plane out here. He thought I wasn't gonna come. But he know we gotta finish this fucking movie. And besides that, I wish I wanna see his fucking leading girl. I didn't read on fucking line that it's fucking Demi Lovato. So I definitely want to see if they ass gonna be spotted out in Paris holding hands and shit. Cause I'm definitely gonna embarrass his ass. So let's find a place or find a nice little hotel. So she was like, David said he bought you an apartment. So she was like, oh yeah, he did say that shit. Well, did you bring the fucking paper? I know he got the address on there. So she was like, yeah, I did bring it. I brought the note. She was like, okay, so can you pull it out so we can fucking find out where the shit is at? So she was like, "Oh, it's here, just take this shit." So yeah, they ended up going to the apartment. She was like, "One thing about David, he know how to fucking set up a good ass apartment. This is a nice fucking place, and it's all us." All right, well, I can unpack fucking later. My whole mission is to find out where the fuck is David actually at right now. Where is he at? And I'm pretty sure he gotta be evil with that Demi Lovato bitch. Because people that said they done spotted them out in fucking restaurants and shit. So let's see if I spot them two out. Cause I'm definitely gonna run up on his ass. He gonna be real surprised to see me. Real surprised. So all I remember is Zendaya calls me. She's like, David, hey baby. I'm like, hey Zendaya. She's like, guess where I'm at? I'm like, you in Paris? She's like, how'd you know I'm in Paris? I'm like, because I know you, Zendaya. You think I didn't know you was gonna come right away? I know you. You very curious. She's like, how the fuck you know what I did? I'm like, I know everything about you, Zendaya. She's like, so why would you write me that stupid ass note? I'm like, I wrote you that fucking note to let you know so you wouldn't get all worried like why you ain't come and see me. She was like, well, why couldn't you just tell me in my damn face? Why couldn't you say that shit face to face? I'm like, because you know, if I would have told you face to face, I would have never left. We would have been having a lot of sex. She's like, that part is actually fucking true. We probably would have been fucking having a lot of sex. So maybe it was best you wrote that dumbass note, but it don't matter. Yeah, I am in fucking Paris. Where you at? You better not be with that Demi Lovato bitch. I'm like, look, Demi Lovato is my leading girl in the movie. She's pretty cool. She's like, I don't care how fucking cool she is. So I'm like, look, where are you at? Are you at the apartment? She's like, yes. I'm like, so did you bring the panties? She's like, David, don't ask me that dumbass question. You know I brought a lot of underwear. I know you can't fuck without me wearing panties. I get it, David. You love to fuck girls with their underwears on. I totally get it. I'm fully aware. You done already programmed me to your damn liking. So I'm like, okay. So like, anyway, David, yes, I'm at the apartment. So I'm like, that's good. She's like, why is that good? I'm like, well, I just wanted to make sure you was there, baby. Just wanted to make sure you was there, and because I've been thinking about you. Say, no, the fuck you haven't. You didn't think I was gonna show the fuck up. I'm like, yes, I did, Zendaya. If I don't know any damn girl, I definitely know your ass, okay? And I knew your ass was gonna show up. You always prove me right. She's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? How do I always prove your ass right? I'm like, just by doing what you're doing right now. So she's like, all right, so when am I going to see your ass, huh? Is it going to be a damn 4 damn week? Because you know we got to film this fucking movie. I'm like, I already talked to the producers and stuff. They coming out here too. So she's like, all right, well, they ain't out here fucking now. I'm like, no, they not. It's like, when am I going to fucking see you? I'm like, you going to see me in a few hours, okay? She's like when? I'm like in the afternoon to give you some time to get yourself reacquainted. Get time, you need to get adjusted to the time. You know it's a time difference. She was like, it is, oh, hold on, let me look at this fucking time. So she was like, oh shit, it is. What the fuck? How that shit changed that fucking fast? You see how fast that shit changed mine? Damn, look at your phone. So I get out the phone with Zendaya, right? Now, Maddie, she's still kind of on the plane or whatever with her sister. She's like, I can't wait to get to David. Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna wear these right here. So she's like, girl, what the fuck? Are you that obsessed with sex? She was like, whoa, you ain't. I mean, what girl don't love sex? So she was like, I mean, yeah, sex is a good thing, but damn, girl, you've been talking about that all through the fucking plane ride. So she was like, what? Oh, I can't talk about how I'm gonna put it on David because I'm definitely gonna put it on his ass. So she was like, you're really fucking nasty. What about your damn boyfriend? You ain't break up with his damn ass. She was like, you know what? I didn't break up with my damn boyfriend. She was like, yeah, so what the fuck are you gonna do about his ass? Because when he find out this shit, she's like, by the time his ass find out the real fucking truth, he's already gonna figure out that I don't wanna be with him no fucking more. I'm not even gonna have to tell him. So by the time that he realized that I'm not coming home, he's gonna already put all that shit together. She was like, which is? She was like, which is I don't wanna fucking be with his ass. So it's like, I'm not gonna have to tell him the shit. He's gonna already fucking know. She's like, but how is he gonna fucking know if you don't fucking actually tell him. So she was like, I don't need to tell him because when you fucking put a fucking puzzle together, you see it when it's fully completed. You like, oh damn. She's like, but you're not a fucking puzzle. And so how the fuck is he gonna put a damn puzzle together if you're not a puzzle? She's like, Mackenzie, I don't want to have this conversation with you because you know what? I don't need to fucking do it. It's gonna do it automatically on itself. She was like, that sounds really fucking stupid. So she was like, well, it did. She was like, because first of all, he don't even know you going to Paris. She was like, yes, he did. I lied to him and told him I was doing a movie in Paris. So she was like, so you lied to him and told him you was doing a movie in Paris. Do you know that when that fucking movie don't come out, he gonna realize you was lying? She was like, first of all, it takes years to put out a fucking damn project. Second of all, by the time haven't you been fucking listening to me, Mackenzie? I've been, you know what? I ain't even gonna explain myself to you because I already said it like a fucking million times. Like by the time he find out the truth, he gonna realize that I don't want to be with him. So it's like I already said it. I'm not saying that shit again. So she's like, all right, you know what, Maddie? You feel like you got this shit, then you go ahead. She's like, I already know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't need you telling me what the fuck I'm gonna do. So I remember I'm like, all right, now look, Demi. It's like, yeah. I'm like, so I'm gonna take care of my wife and stuff. I'm gonna have to talk to him about this. She's like, okay. I'm like, but I'm gonna be thinking about you. She's like, do you want me to send you new photos? Wait, did your wife check your phone? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, your phone. Did she check your phone? Like, go through your browsers and your texts and stuff. I'm like, no, hell no. I ain't no fucking little ass kid. She's like, all right, okay, because I was just asking because I want to send you some nude photos. So I'm like, oh yeah, you can definitely send me some nude photos. She's like, okay, because I'm definitely gonna fucking send them to you. I'm like, you are? She's like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So I remember at I was done talking to Demi. We did kind of like end up having sex, which was really amazing, by the way. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed making love to her. And then I went home. It was still kind of like nighttime, but it was like kind of the morning time. So it was like three o'clock in the morning, and Jasmine was up. So she was like, "Do you know you got cartoon shows about you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know." So she's like, "I didn't. I mean, it's a cartoon show about you and tnerra on this fucking Disney Channel." I'm like, "It is." She's like, "Yeah, tnerra don't know. She was asleep though. I'm gonna show her when she wake up." It's a cartoon show about you and Zendaya on Nickelodeon. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know how the fuck they did this shit because I ain't know shit. But they make cartoon shows about celebrities all the time, like the really big ones. It's a cartoon show about Justin Bieber, but it ain't doing too good. Like you can actually see the fucking ratings, like who's actually viewing in on the shit. He got a cartoon series that only had like one season and it only got like six. No, like it got like 10 episodes, but it didn't really do too good. And it came out like 2020, so yeah, it only got one season. I'm like, oh, dude's like, yep. Yours, these shows is pretty much recent. Like they came out last year, so I'm assuming, and it's doing really, really fucking good. Like the ratings, like the viewers is it's like in the billions. It's a lot, and I'm pretty sure most of them viewers are fucking females. So it's like, can I talk to you downstairs in the basement? Because Tamira's upstairs. I really don't want her to hear this shit. So I'm like, okay. She's like, so, like, I like you. I'm like, yeah, I like you too. She's like, so I was just wondering, like, if we could have sex right now, because I know we probably not gonna be able to have sex tomorrow, because you're gonna be like taking her shopping and that girl Jenna. So I'm like, yeah, yeah. I was about to ask you that. It's like you are. I'm like, yeah. It's like you still can wear that condom. That condom is still on that table. Like that offer of wearing that condom. I got a couple of condoms in my purse. I'm like, you carry condoms in your purse? She's like, just for emergencies, just in case I get laid or something. Just in case it happens. I'm not doing it like I do it all the time, because I mean, when you have sex with me, does it feel tight? I'm like, what, your pussy's like, yeah. I mean, because you can tell a girl to have sex all the time, like her vagina is really loose. I'm like, oh, I mean, well, yeah, yours was really tight. She's like, okay, so that lets you know that I don't go around just spreading my legs to any of your body. So I'm like, okay, it's like, but I do, carry protection, just in case. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, so the offer is still on the table if you want to strap up. I'm just throwing it out there as as a suggester. You don't really gotta take it. Like you can just keep on fucking me the way you've been doing. And I'm like, I think I want to do it that way. It's like, what? You want to have sex with me raw? Like you want to fuck me raw? Okay, cool. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been doing, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm just letting you know that there's a different option on the table. That's all I'm doing. I'm just letting you know that I got a couple of them in my purse if you just want to strap up. But if you don't, it's cool. So I just remember we did end up having sex in the basement, which was cool. Oh, me and Jasmine started hooking up, leaking up or whatever. But Jasmine is bad. I never said she was ugly. She was bad, really pretty and thick and stuff like that. And I'm like, you still sick? She's like, I still feel that flu shit in me. Like I still feel like I have it. But I'm like, so why would you and my damn wife go and get your hair and nails done knowing y'all still sick? You know that shit is contaminated. Y'all can give that shit to other people. So she's like, yeah, true. Which is why we gonna wear masks in the morning. Like we gonna put masks on our face. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, like we know that we still got germs. Like we definitely fully get it. I'm like, it's not going to just come from your face. You know that shit comes from you touching other clothes and shit. Like when y'all shopping tomorrow, because I know y'all gotta go shopping. When y'all touching other clothes and shit, the germs is gonna go off on it. She's like, I get what she's saying. Oh damn, you is fucking right. I'm like, yeah, when you touching other shit, like other clothes and dresses and skirts and shit, that shit, your germs, like your all that is gonna be on that shit. Even if you don't get it. So if you don't get it and somebody else, another girl come in and she end up liking it and she grabs it, she gonna get sick from that shit because your germs is on there. It's like, damn, you are fucking right. Yeah, you are absolutely fucking right. I'm like, look, but ain't nothing you can do about that. I mean, I'm just letting you know. So what I'm saying is like, it's like, but I can't do. What was you about to say? I'm like, look, if I'm just saying, grab what you know you're gonna get instead of grabbing like touching a whole bunch of shit. You know you're not gonna get. So she's like, David, that's the thing about me. I love browsing. Like I gotta look around. Like I can't just put my hand. Like hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me a minute. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So she was like, all right, David. So I can't just like put my hand on on a certain outfit that I'm getting because me, I like putting my outfits together. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, I don't like going to the store and picking out an outfit that's already an outfit. Like, I like to put my own outfit together. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit that I feel like I'm comfortable. Like, I don't want to go. I don't like going into a store and they already got your outfit picked out for you. Like, oh, you can just buy this whole outfit as one. Like, I don't like doing that. I like putting my own shit together. I'm like, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, like, cause I definitely because if I fucking buy that outfit, there's probably a million other bitches with that same fucking outfit. And I just don't want, I like to stand out with my shit. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, you know what I'm saying? When I fucking put shit together, I like to be the only motherfucker that dress the way I dress. I do not want to be labeled like, oh, I saw somebody with that shit on already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally do not like that shit because I'm not like other bitches. I'm a really bad bitch. Like, you see me, look at me. Ain't I'm a bad bitch? I'm like, oh yeah, you definitely a badass girl. She was like, just say bad bitch, David. Why you always say bad bitch? Your daughter's asleep. So I ended up having sex with her again, and it was so good. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then I kept thinking about Demi Lovato, and Demi did end up sending me a lot of, photos to my phone or whatever. And so I remember Jasmine had seen it, and she was like, "Wait, you fucking Demi Lovato?" I'm like, "No, no." She's like, "I just seen those photos. I just seen them bitches, and they was definitely very expensive. Like they was nude fucking photos, and I just seen them bitches." I'm like, "All right, okay, I am kind of." She's like, "You're kind of what? You're kind of fucking Demi Lovato." I'm like, "Look, we just met each other. It's like, David, you don't have to explain anything to me, but I am your girlfriend, so I don't know how I should feel about this shit. I mean, how should I feel jealous? I mean, like, I don't know, because I'm kind of pissed off a little bit. I'm like, well, should I? All right, okay, I ain't gonna rat your ass out because I ain't gonna tell your wife because I definitely, am doing something wrong. Like, we're hooking up and stuff, and, I'm secretly your girlfriend, so I ain't the one that need to be talking, but I ain't gonna rat you out. But, um, I'm definitely not feeling that though. I'm like, okay, so yeah, like what the fuck? I'm like, look, I'll be real. I don't want no dude on you. So I don't want you talking to no boys. Like, okay. I'm like, so you gonna be my only girl? It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm like, you sure? It's like, yeah, David, I'm sure. I'm like, so what if a boy try to holler at you while you out, seeing the town and stuff? It's like, David, I'm not gonna have time to do that. I'm gonna be watching the babies and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna be taking them out like that. But I kind of get what you're saying. But if I do decide to go out and have a day to myself, if somebody tried to talk to me, I will let them know that I am in a relationship. I would gladly tell them that. I'm like, you will? It's like, yes, I will. I will let them know I'm not interested. I'm like, okay. It's like, yes, I'm a faithful girl. Like, I know you look at me and you think I'm not faithful because I'm really pretty and stuff. And there is a lot of pretty girls that's unfaithful to their boyfriends, like because they know they can get away with it because they really pretty and sexy or whatever. But I ain't one of those girls. Like I don't use my looks for evil. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't one of those bitches. So, like I am very faithful to anybody that I'm dating or giving myself to or committing myself to. I'm very faithful and loyal to that person. So I'm like, okay, it's like so we obviously are a thing. So I'm definitely not gonna fuck this up. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, I'm feeling the vibe that you're putting down. I'm like, okay. It's like, but I got a feeling we're gonna end up falling for each other, which is gonna be very scary. So like, what you mean? It's like, cause once my heart fall for you, which is already like, you already kind of have my heart. Well, let's be real. You got my heart, like you do. You 100% got it. I'm like, I do. It's like, yeah, but I mean, you are married to my best friend. That's like my sister, tnerra. We've been cool for like maybe 2 or 3 years. We've been tight, really close and stuff like that. So, and you know how I met tnerra? I met tnerra through a friend because I was going through a horrible breakup, and tnerra kind of helped me get through that shit. I'm like, she did. It's like, yeah. I mean, tnerra really did help me with my breakup. She really, really fucking did, she was there, like, not like, well, she was there physically. She kind of like invited me to a couple of her events and stuff like that. And yeah, like, tnerra is definitely a sweet ass girl. Like, she is, and, we just bonded over a lot of shit. And over the years, just became like my sister. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah. So that's pretty much how we met, whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely like what I'm saying is like I know that you have my heart and I really really like you. And I mean like if I get pregnant, like are you gonna be happy about it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, but the hardest part is gonna be hiding it from tnerra. I'm like, okay. She's like, because she's gonna obviously know that I'm not in a fucking relationship. She's going to know that shit. I'm like, okay. She's like, so if she's going to clearly know that I'm not in a relationship and I'm not seeing anybody, the only option is that we're fucking at night. Like she's going to put it together. I'm like, okay. She's like, so it's like we would have to figure out a lie to tell her So I'm like, we? It's like, yeah, cause we in this together, ain't we? I mean, you the one pounding on it, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, so we decided that we wanted to become a couple. So like, how would we get out of this whole situation? I mean, you had to come up with something, make up that I'm seeing a boy, and I'm like, you want me to come up with all that? It's like, David, it's not like I'll be really into his ass, David. I'll be only doing that to get her off my back. So I'm like, okay. It's like, in any way, David, you know that I'll be into you. So we had sex again, me and Jasmine. Then the morning time had came, and I was sleep. I fell asleep on the couch or whatever, and Jasmine, she kind of fell asleep, you know, she kind of fell asleep on my chest, and tnerra comes downstairs and she sees it. So tnerra like, what the fuck is this? Get the fuck off of my husband. What is going on down here? She's like, nothing. Oh shit, we fell asleep last night. She's like, y'all was just under a fucking big ass quilt. Like, what was going on? So like, we were just looking at TV and we just fell asleep. That's all. She's like, so why are you in your panties? She's like, I'm sure you wasn't in your panties last night. You was in your fucking PJs. She was like, oh, I mean, I checked out the jacuzzi or whatever. She was like, so you end up under the covers with my husband, falling asleep. She's like, we were only looking at TV. Nothing happened to Nera. Like, you know I wouldn't do that to you. She's like, don't let me see that shit again. So she's like, fine, you won't. I'll go get ready. So she's like, David, you're so fucking lucky you work as hard as you fucking do. Cause I ain't gonna be on your ass today. But you know that we gotta go shopping, right? I'm like, yeah, baby, of course. She was like, I'm like, look, baby, I gotta talk to you about something. She's like, okay, well, what is it? I'm like, the company and the producers and stuff that I'm working with this little Richie biopic story. She's like, well, how much are you getting paid? I'm like, $500 million. She's like, $500 million? I'm like, yeah. It's like, that's like almost a damn billion. So I'm like, yeah, it is. She's like, okay, so what do they want? I'm like, they want me and Demi Lovato to live in together for like 3 months. She's like, that ain't fucking happening. You think I'm gonna hand your ass off to her ass? Like, why would I hand you to fucking Demi Lovato? That's literally like me just saying, oh, here, Demi, go ahead, go get some dick from my husband for 3 whole months. Let him knock your ass up too while he at it, because he don't like using condoms. Yeah, have fun with my husband. So that's literally like me doing that shit. That's not happening. That's the only way that I would be okay with that shit, the only fucking way that I would be okay with that shit is if you get a nice little apartment little thing built right here where I can come and check on y'all every fucking hour. That's the only way that I'll be okay with that shit. If it's built back in the backyard or somewhere on this fucking land, if it's built around this fucking premises, that's the only way that I'll be okay with that shit. Other than that, not handing your ass off to her ass. Not ready. So I'm like, okay. She's like, so that's the only way I'm going along with that shit. Other than that, I'm not doing it. That's not fucking happening. So I'm like, okay. She's like, so is it a fucking must that y'all have to do that? Because if it is, if it's a damn must that y'all gotta live together for a few damn months, which I am definitely not fucking okay with, by the way, you will be getting that shit built or a little place built uh on this fucking property. And and that would be that. But I'm definitely not gonna fucking let you just go off and just be with this bitch. You think I'm that fucking stupid? So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, David, I don't know what the fuck happened with you and that damn Demi Lovato bitch, but I'm gonna let you know this right now. I am definitely gonna be all over your ass. Like cook like rice. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? She's like, it's supposed to mean I'm gonna be all over your ass. That's what it's supposed to mean. So you ain't gonna get rid of me telling me any old fucking thing. You gonna if it's a damn must that y'all gotta be together or shack up together, then guess what? You gonna have to do it my fucking way. You gonna have to do it under my fucking terms. And my terms is You gonna have to get that shit built on this problem. Like, I get the point. I mean, all right, I'll do that. She's like, okay, well, you go ahead and fucking do that because that's the only way that I'm fucking gonna be okay with that shit. So I'm like, all right. She's like, you about to fuck up my damn day. You about to fuck my damn day up. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you coming in the morning giving me fucking bad news, David. You're about to fuck my morning up. Okay, you're literally about to fuck this whole damn day up. So don't start it, David. Don't do it. I'm like, okay, so I ain't ready to give you none right now. You know, I'm not horny. I'm like, you not, you mad. She's like, yes, I am very thoroughly pissed off at you right now. I can't believe that you would do that shit. Like, why would you ask me some weird shit like that? I'm like, look, I just told you what they told me. She's like, David, and you should have told them that was so fucking stupid. Like, you should have told them, I'm not saying that dumb shit to my damn wife. You should have literally told them that fucking shit. Now, you didn't fuck my, you know what? You lucky I gotta go shopping, David, because I'm not wearing the same panties again, and I still got them fucking bitches on. So yes, we going shopping, but I'm very pissed off at you right now. So I'm like, okay, it's like maybe throughout the damn day, maybe throughout the day, maybe everything will go good. Maybe I'll stop being mad at you. So I remember, I'm just sitting there, I asked Jenna. Jenna kind of flared the fuck up the same way like tnerra did. She was really pissed off. So I think she was more pissed off than tnerra. So, Jenna was just, I mean, she was so damn angry. She's like, what? What the fuck you mean? You gotta live with this bitch. I'm like, look, that's what they say. She's like, David, what type of fucking movie is this? Is this a fucking porno? Like, what is this shit? I'm like, look, man, this is the request. Like, David, I'm not letting you live with some fucking celebrity nasty bitch. She's like Miley Cyrus. Not fucking happening. So I'm like, okay. She's like, David, you really, I think you be fucking testing me. That's what it is. That's what it is. You be testing me to see how much I love you. David, stop playing with me. It's too fucking early for this shit, David. I'm like, look, I'm serious. Like, all right, you know what? No. The answer is fucking no. So I'm like, okay, so like, you didn't really piss me off, David. So now I'm trying to touch on, John. It's like, no, don't touch me, David. Like, you pissed me off. What the fuck was that? I'm like, what was what? I told you that's what they told me. It's like, David, that is so fucking stupid. Why would they ask you to ask your fucking wife? That's just like if I was doing a movie with a male celebrity and they said we had to shack up together. Would you be genuinely okay with that shit? I'm like, no. She's like, okay, so I would never fucking come to you and ask you some dumb, stupid shit like that. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like, David, the fact that you even have the damn balls to even ask me that shit, that's like some really thorough ass shit to do. So I'm like, look, I just thought that. She's like, you just thought what? Because David, the only way that that shit would be kind of okay is if this shit was happening right here where I can like come in and check up on y'all. Because you're not leaving this damn property. No way, no fucking how. It's not having your daddy. Did you forget that you're a daddy? I'm like, I ain't forget that. She's like, you're a fucking father. So I'm like, okay, I get it. It's like, okay, so you have responsibilities that you have to attend to. Okay? Yeah. You make sure you tell them fucking damn directors that you're a damn daddy. Okay, you're a family man now. So I'm like, I get it. It's like, all right then, you don't have time to be fucking shacking up with no bitch and sticking your damn happy dick in her. I'm like, why do my dick gotta be happy? She's like, I think anybody who fucks Demi Lovato would be, they dick would definitely be happy. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not having this conversation. You know what? She's like, why are you not having it? You don't want to brought it up? I'm like, all right, Jenna. It's like, now you don't want to have the conversation, but you don't want to brought it up. I'm like, all right, look. You need to get ready so I can take y'all shopping. She's like, get ready. I don't have nothing to get ready with. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, I'm already fucking ready. So I'm like, all right. So now, we got the babies and stuff ready. tnerra was very pissed off at me. She was even mugging me. Like, tnerra was mugging me. She had her glasses on. She was mugging me and everything. She was really pissed off at me. So I'm like, all right, I can tell tnerra mad at me. I ain't going to fuck with her. So I'm in the car, we are in the car. We driving. Jasmine was in the car too. We driving to the, the mall or whatever, right? And tnerra was just like, can y'all get out the car for a minute? I want to talk to my husband. So Jenna, like, he's my husband too. So she was like, Jenna, I'm really not trying to get into that shit with you. Can you just get the fuck out the car? I really need to talk to David. So she was like, okay. So she get out the car. She's like, David, I know I'm not a big ass celebrity girl, but I fucking love you with all of my heart. I'm like, I love you too, baby. Of course you know that. It's like the only reason why I'm so damn pissed off at you is because I don't want to fucking lose you to no bitch. Like Demi Lovato is a huge ass celebrity girl. And like that shit would break my heart. I'm like, baby, I'm not gonna cheat on you with no Demi Lovato. I'm just doing a movie with her. She was like, I'm pretty sure that they said that dumb shit. I'm pretty sure they fucking did. Because you wouldn't have been that damn bold to ask me if they didn't actually fucking say it. So I believe you that they actually did tell you that shit. But what I'm saying is, David, they do know that you're fucking married. They do know that. I know for sure that they fucking know that. So I'm like, yeah, they know. It's like, and you also have kids. Do they know that too? I'm like, they definitely know that too. She's like, so like that is disrespectful on their fucking end for them to even suggest that shit. But beyond that, it's like for me to even think about y'all being alone in a fucking apartment together, wondering what the fuck y'all two doing. Like what are y'all talking about for hours? Like what y'all alone? Like come on now. Like, your dick get hard every hour. So I mean like come on. You with a girl like Demi Lovato, you ain't gonna try to hit her? You ain't gonna try to smack them cheeks? I'm like, okay, it's like, and I got Demi letting you fuck her. I don't even care because I know she got a boyfriend and everything. I got her letting you smash. I'm like, you got her. She's like, David, I got her letting you fuck. I definitely got her letting you fuck. Like 100%. So I'm like, okay. She's like, all I'm going to say to you is this. Demi, I already knew that Demi had a crush on you because I followed Demi on Instagram. And because I'm like basically a fucking nobody, like she is obviously obsessed with you. If you didn't fucking know that already. I'm like, I didn't know that. She's like, well, I'm telling you that Demi Lovato is obsessed with you. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, very obsessed with you. So it's no damn coincidence that her ass got this fucking role as being a leading girl. Who knows what she had to go through to get this fucking role? I don't think they just handed that shit to her. So I'm like, okay. She's like, David, this is a role of a lifetime. Like, who you think they was really gonna give that role to, David? Like, and then she just imaginally just got the fucking role as your leading girl. You think that's a fucking coincidence? Maybe to you because you don't know that the bitch is obsessed with you. But I know this shit because I follow her ass on Instagram. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad you're giving me all this information. She's like, yeah, David. So if you gonna have to shack up with this little dumb bitch, then you gonna have to do it my way. And that's the only way that I'm gonna be okay with this shit. So I'm like, can I have sex with you? She's like, David, we gotta go shopping. When we go home, I promise. So I'm like, you promise? She's like, yes. So I remember, we go inside the mall and Jenna was like, are you done talking to my husband? So tnerra was like, girl, what is your problem? She was like, I don't have a problem. I'm just asking you a question. So she's like, what is the question again? She's like, I'm just, you said you had to talk to my husband, because, he is my husband. So she's like, Jenna, I'm not even going to argue with you. I ain't going to argue with you because you ain't worth my damn time. I'm not doing it. I know what you're looking for, and I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving you that satisfaction. So I'm not going to argue with you. This is going nowhere. So I remember we go into the bar and yeah, it was a lot of girls running up to me asking for autographs and stuff. And tnerra was like, not today, not today, not today. We are not doing that shit today, not today. No, the fuck we're not. Like, y'all need to realize, do you see these fucking babies? Do y'all see this shit? He is a fucking family man. Yeah, he is famous and all that shit. And I get it. He's your favorite idol and y'all love him and I get it. And he love y'all too, but not today. If y'all can't tell by the look on my damn face, not today. So can y'all just back y'all creepy asses the fuck up? So we walking and stuff like that. And yeah, we go into the lingerie area. Now I go in there with her and stuff like that. And I just remember, yeah, tnerra was getting a whole bunch of lingerie. Getting a whole bunch of lingerie. They did, like, tnerra had her mask on. Jasmine, she had her mask on and stuff. Jenna didn't really have her mask on because she wasn't really sick. But Jenna was like, baby, ain't they still sick? Don't they still got the flu? I was like, yeah. She's like, why the fuck? I mean, I know they gotta get shit, but you know what? I ain't even gonna say it out loud. So everybody, they shopping, getting lingerie and stuff. Jenna was not trying to get, like, she wasn't trying to get lingerie from the same section that tnerra and them was getting because, they got the flu. So she wasn't trying to, like, I guess catch it, because if they touching other panties and stuff, but they not getting it, and then Jenna grabs those panties, that means that now she can probably get sick because their germs is on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to definitely get panties from sections that they wasn't like, over and stuff like that. But they did end up getting a lot of, different panties and underwears and bras and all that shit and lingerie. tnerra loves to get in lingerie. Like she likes to, dress up in lingerie. That's just the type of shit she loves to do. But anyway, I'm buying the lingerie and the underwears and stuff for my wife. And the girl, she was like at the cash register. She was like, "Oh my God, you're fucking David. Like you know how incredible you are." So I'm like, I mean, the last time I checked, I thought I was incredible. I mean, I hear that a lot, but I was trying to get a big head. She was like, you got cartoon shows in here. So I'm like, yeah, I heard I got cartoon shows about me. So Jasmine was like, oh, tnerra, I forgot to tell you, girl. She's like, what? She's like, you and David got a cartoon show on Disney, on the Disney Channel. She's like, we got a cartoon show on Disney. She's like, what? Girl, what the fuck you talking about? So she was like, y'all got a cartoon show on Disney. So she's like, how do we got a fucking cartoon show on Disney? She's like, I'll show you, girl, when we get home. I was going to show you, but you fell asleep. She's like, girl, if I ever see you under a fucking coat with my husband again, girl, I will murder your ass like a fucking movie. So she was like, okay, I told you we just fell asleep. So she was like, I don't give a fuck. Don't ever in your life do no shit like that. You want to die, bitch? She was like, no. She's like, then don't ever let me see that shit again. Ever. If I ever come downstairs and see what the fuck I seen this morning, girl, I will literally put not just my foot in your ass, but my fist in your fucking damn throat. Because that's how bad I'm going to be beating your damn face in. So she's like, okay, I said I was sorry. She was like, don't do that shit again, girl. Don't let it happen again. You got one more time to slip up, girl, and I'm literally going to beat your ass unconscious. So she's like, okay. I said, okay, I was sorry. She was like, yeah, okay, we'll see how sorry you are. So I remember I'm like, tnerra, it was an accident, baby. She just fell asleep. She's like, David, she was in her fucking panties. I'm like, okay. It's like, I'm literally praying that you didn't do anything with my friend. I'm like, I didn't do nothing with the girl. She just fell asleep on my chest. That's all. As you can see, when we fell asleep, I had my clothes on. She was like, all right, David. Okay, I believe you. I'm like, you believe me? She's like, yeah, I believe you, David. I do. So I had to take them to get clothes and shoes and stuff, which I did. I took them to get everything they needed. After I took them to get clothes and shoes, I'm like, well, do y'all want to get your hair and nails done? So tnerra was like, I don't think I want to get it done right now because I'm still sick. I still don't feel good. So I think I want to get it done when I'm like 100% better. So I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying. So I'm like, what about you, Jasmine? She was like, no, I'm not yet, not until I feel better too. So I'm like, she's like, but we do got a lot of stuff, but I am hungry as shit. So so like if you haven't noticed, I am not up to cook, David. I don't have the energy or the stamina. Like I'm just too sick to cook. So I got them some food and stuff like that, and then we went back home. So Jasmine, she kind of like turns on the TV where it's like a cartoon series about me and tnerra on Disney. She was like, "Get the fuck out of here! We really got a cartoon series on Disney, David. You see this shit?" So she's like, that's not even the fucking coldest part. She's like, what? She's like, look at this shit on Nickelodeon. She's like, they got a cartoon series of David and Zendaya. So she was like, oh, okay, now they fucking reaching. Now they reaching. So I remember Zendaya found out that that they got a cartoon show about me and Zendaya. She didn't really know that shit until her mother was like, Zendaya, you need to come in here and look at this shit. She's like, look at what? She's like, look at this shit. You got a cartoon show like David. Y'all two got a cartoon show together, like about y'all love life and shit on Nickelodeon. So she's like, damn, that actually looked like me too. So she was like, get the fuck out of here. We got our own cartoon show in fucking Paris. So she's like, get the fuck out of here. You know they show different shit in Paris. So she was like, you not creeped out about it? She's like, they do shit like this all the time. No, I'm not that surprised. Shit, I still need to get ready because I'm seeing me and David linking up tonight. So she's like, yeah, well, good luck with that. She's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? So she was like, I'm just saying good luck with that, mom. She's like, why do you always gotta say some slick shit out your mouth? You know what? I should never even, you know what? I'm gonna keep getting ready because I don't want to disrespect you because you are my mother. So I'm gonna just shut the fuck up. So I remember Jenna was kind of pissed off because they didn't have any cartoon series with me and Jenna. Jenna was really mad about that. So she kind of like sucking her teeth and stuff and getting mad. So they were like, you got a problem, Jenna, over there? She's like, I'm just noticing that there's no cartoon series about me and David. She's like, maybe your ass just not important enough. She was like, excuse me? So she was like, I'm just saying, she's like, I'm his first fucking wife. You just a second. She's like, you just a second standby. She's like, excuse me, girl, I might be the second bitch that he married, but I'm way more important than your ass. And I think you just don't realize that yet. But maybe your ass will. Just because you fucking famous and your name is a little bit out there because of that dumbass show on Netflix, don't mean that you really fucking that noticeable, bitch. You ain't that fucking hot. So she was like, and you're not that fucking interesting either. So she's like, whatever. So Jenna was like, well, I'm going back into the beach house. I'm taking the babies in there, David. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So I had to get, and then I really didn't really have to get nobody to build anything because it was another little section house that wasn't connected to the ranch as well. And I seen it on the side. When I went in there, it was a nice place, it was all nice and a little fancy and stuff. And I'm like, so yeah, well me and Demi can stay in here. So I showed tnerra and tnerra was like, all right, this'll work. This'll work. This would definitely work. It's still on the, it's on the property. I can come and check up on y'all whenever the fuck I feel like it. This will work. This 100% will fucking work. So I'm like, it will. It's like, I just said it will fucking work. It will work. Yes, this will do. This will definitely fucking do. So I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, and don't get too damn comfortable in here, David, because there's no way that I'm letting you fuck that bitch. So I'm like, okay. She's like, so yeah, you can put your dick away because you're not gonna fuck her. By the way, I'm horny. So I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah. And I just said I was. So we did have sex, me and tnerra, and I beat it up, obviously. Um, I remember, I'm calling Demi to let her know that she can move her stuff in and everything like that. And she was okay with the whole arrangement. She kind of understanded me like that as my wife. She knows that a wife gonna be a wife. You know what I'm saying? So, Demi was like, well, I'll be there tonight, to move my stuff in. So, Tnerra like, that bitch thinks she's slick. She talking about she coming in tonight so she won't run into my ass. That's why she's saying that shit. She don't want to run into me right now because she know that I'm going to say something to her. If I don't see her ass tonight, I will definitely see her ass in the morning. So she ain't going to get rid of me that fucking easy. So I'm like, okay, I don't think that's what she wants to do to Tnerra. It's like, David, I don't give a fuck what her ass wants to do. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I remember me and Tnerra did end up having sex again. I mean, she loves sex, and obviously I do too. But I did have to check up on Jenna, and yeah, me and Jenna kind of cut up and stuff like that. Now Tnerra, after she ate and stuff, and dealt with the babies and fed the babies and stuff, Tnerra ended up literally falling asleep because she was tired. The babies, they still newborns, so they kind of like fell asleep, after they ate and everything, and stayed there for a little minute, but they ended up falling asleep. I took Jasmine back downstairs in that basement. She was like, you ain't had to buy me anything. I mean, I'm like, no, you my girl. Of course, I was gonna buy you some stuff. It's like, wait, she is asleep. She upstairs. She's like, David, that was a close one. What happened this morning? Oh my God. I mean, we did fuck before we went to sleep. I'm like, yeah, we did. But she was like, I just was so tired. I didn't feel like going upstairs. And I'm like, no, that's cool, man. I like that you was laying on me. It's like, she kind of already know I got a crush on you though. I'm like, she's like, cause I said it when I first came here. I'm like, you did? It's like, yeah, she was the one that made me stop talking about you and stuff. So I had to like keep my comments and opinions to myself. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah. I'm like, so did you actually look at the cartoon show with me and Tnerra? She's like, I did. I did actually look at the show. Um, I liked it. I mean, it's a really good cartoon show. It's just like the story that's on a documentary. It's like a little, cause it's an animated show, so they got to put funny shit in there and everything like that. I mean, they don't have to. It don't have to all the way be true and accurate, but they got to put some drama and shit in there, which they obviously did. But I mean, besides that, it was still a great ass cartoon show. So I'm like, so you liked it? It's like, yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was funny as shit. Every episode was funny. So yeah, it was really good. And then I seen the one with you and Zendaya. That show was really good too. I'm like, well, it's like, yeah, it was really good. I liked it. I liked it. I like how they kept Zendaya famous and stuff, and kept you how you are and everything. I mean, yeah, I liked it. It was really good. I'm like, it's like, yeah, but I don't know which one I like better though. Like, I don't know if I like the one with you and Zendaya better or the one with you and your wife Tnerra. I would just say I would say I like the one with you and Tnerra better, but that'll be easy because she is like my sister. You know what I'm saying? Because both of the shows are like thoroughly done good, like they're thoroughly done well, like they're really done good. So it's like I like them both on the same level, like on the same, like if I had a chance to rate them, they would probably be the same fucking number because they both like thoroughly done really good. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, we did end up having sex again, which was really, good. She was talking about she wanted, basically to have my baby. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna knock her up. It's probably gonna happen. Um, so Jasmine was just like, so look, David, I was thinking, what if we went out on dates, um, like after you done working and stuff? Um, when do you actually start filming? I'm like, in like 3 months and stuff. She's like, okay, that's good. So we can go out at night. I'm like, but what if Tanira find out? I mean, like my fans, it's like, but your fans don't really like, they don't really pull their phones out here. I noticed that. They really don't film stuff out here. So I'm like, okay, that is true. It's like, I don't think that, I think we can actually get away with this. Like go out on dates and Tanira won't know. I mean, if we was in a different state, then I can see it would kind of be a little hard to do that because, you know, people using their phones every 5 minutes and filming shit every 5 minutes, that would get a little risky to even try to attempt that shit. But she's like, I genuinely think we can get away with it. I'm like, you do? She's like, I definitely do. I've been out here kind of like just checking out everything. And when I was in the mall, when we was in the mall today, I noticed that nobody, like people was on their phones, but they wasn't really filming shit. Like, you remember that girl, like we was in the mall today and that girl got slapped out by that guy, well, by that girl, and we thought it was a guy, but it was a girl. She looked like a guy. I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. She's like, yeah. So when that happened, you would have thought that somebody would have took their phone out and started filming that shit. Nobody filmed it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm an A-list celebrity, so you don't think they gonna film me with you? She's like, okay, now you got a point. You got a point. But I looked online because Demi Lovato is in here. She's in Paris, right? I'm like, yeah, it's like okay. And there's there's rumors that y'all was like at a dinner date, but there's no footage of y'all actually being on the date. Like when I looked it up, you can't find it. Like at all. No videos, nothing. It's just people talking about it. Pretty much. I mean, you can see people talking about it in Paris. Like people making little videos about it because people got YouTube videos in Paris. But what I'm saying is like they were talking about it, but there's no evidence of like them showing the video. So I'm like, oh, I get what you're saying. She's like, so what I'm saying is like the most that we would get out of that is people just saying that you was on a date with a girl that's not famous. I'm like, she's like, and people don't know that I'm friends with tnerra anyway, and they don't even know my name. So I'm like, but what if they describe you well enough where tnerra can figure out that it's you? So she's like, I never really thought about that. So it's like, but what if we went somewhere where it was really quiet, just the two of us? I'm like, well, I mean, that kind of would work. She's like, I will figure out a place where we can go, just the two of us. I'm like, you could figure that out. It's like, yeah, I mean, I can make some phone calls. I can look around. It gotta be somewhere we can go, just the two of us, where we can have a nice little date. I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. So we did have sex, and it was good. And she did end up falling asleep down there in the basement. She was knocked out. I went out there. Tanera was upstairs asleep with the babies. And then, so I get this phone call, right? And Storm Reed had reached the destination. So I went to Storm Reed to make sure she was good. And Storm Reed was like, baby, I am so happy to see you. I'm like, look at your little thick ass. Damn, girl, I couldn't get. I was like, I couldn't wait to get you in my arms. She was like, oh, you couldn't wait. I'm like, I couldn't wait to get that little pretty ass in my arms. She's like, oh, really? Is Zendaya here? I can feel her damn presence, and she not even nowhere near me. I'm like, that is scary that you can feel her damn presence, but she is here. She's like, I knew her ass was here. I knew it. I knew she was somewhere around here. So I'm like, she's like, am I gonna run into her? I'm like, you ain't gonna run into her, but she here though. She's like, oh my god, I knew it. I knew her ass was here. So I mean, I started kissing on, Stone Reed. I did end up beating it up or whatever. And I just remember me and Stone Reed put on the show The Last of Us because I was telling her how good she did on that episode. Like she did really good. Stone Reed don't think she did really good. I mean, she thinks she did good, but she's saying that she thinks she could have did a lot better. And she's like, David, I don't know. I think I could have did it a lot better. I'm like, did you like when she kissed you? She's like, it was okay, I guess. I'm like, what do you mean you guess? She's like, David, I'm not into girls. I mean, like, I just did what I had to do. Like, I was getting paid for it. Like, that's what I got paid for to do. But I mean, like, it was alright, I guess. I mean, I'm not really reading into that shit. I'm like, it's like, no, and you shouldn't either. So I'm like, okay. It's like, look, David, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was okay, but I'm definitely not really like saying that I enjoyed this so much that I want to experience that shit. Like, I want you to kiss me again. Like, like, no, that's not what happened. We did the fucking scene, and that's just what it was. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. I mean, people be really reading into shit. Oh, Storm Reed is now gay. Like, come on with this lame ass shit. It's a fucking damn episode. Please stop putting labels on shit all the time. When people look at shit and then they see two damn fucking girls kissing, they immediately think they fucking gay. Like, bitch, I'm not gay. I'm playing a fucking role. Like Zendaya, she played a gay girl in the fucking damn Euphoria show that we filming a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, she played a great girl, but is she gay in real life? Like, no, she's not gay in real life. She likes dick. So it's like, y'all be really looking into shit all fucking wrong. When somebody get booked for a role, that is what the fuck it is. But obviously they doing something right if they making you think they gay in real life. So it's like, like I ain't no fucking gay person. But as soon as they seen that episode, I seen a ton of those fucking videos online. Everybody talking about Storm Reed is now gay. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Did I come out my damn mouth and say that I was gay? Like, what the fuck? So I'm like, why can't people just look at a show and just enjoy the fucking episode? Why can't they just look at it and not look too much into it and assume shit? So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. He's like, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking at something, why can't you just look at it with an open mind and an open heart and just say, oh, that shit was cool. That was a nice episode. But every time when people look at shit, people always, oh, somebody's gay because people be obsessed. You know, people be obsessed with celebrities. You know what I'm saying? They be so obsessed with celebrities that they start making up shit. So I'm like, yeah, true. She's like, but anyway, David, did you know you got a cartoon show on Disney? I'm like, how did you know that? She's like, my phone got switched. Like everything that was dealing with, the city that I was in, like everything just got switched on my phone. I'm like, oh, it's like, and plus I turned on the TV when you said you was on your way, and I was looking on Disney, and I just happened to come across this fucking show that's about you and your wife. It's a cartoon show. I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, and that shit is running on the Disney Channel. Like it's a part of the whole damn network. I'm like, look, I didn't know anything about that shit. She's like, I'm pretty sure you didn't know. And then when she seen that shit with me and Zendaya on Nickelodeon, she got real pissed off. She was like, she threw the remote down, and I'm like, what is wrong with you, Storm Reed? You better stop with this attitude. She's like, what the fuck? How can they have a cartoon show about you and her? What about me and you? I'm like, first of all, they didn't know that you was my girl. She's like, that's because you don't want to tell people I'm your girl. I'm like, I never, what are you talking about, baby? She's like, you never want to tell people about us. I'm like, baby, that's not true. She's like, it is true. I'm like, okay, well, you broke up with your boyfriend, so I will tell people that you're my girlfriend now. She's like, you will, you promise? I'm like, yeah, I promise. She's like, okay. So we did end up having sex, and I mean, it was so good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Um, it's funny to think Storm Reed grew up the way she did because, she played on like that movie A Wrinkle in Times. That's the first time I ever seen Storm Reed is in that fucking film, A Wrinkle in Time. When I first seen her, I was just like, that's okay. I really didn't know who the fuck she was. I was just looking at that shit. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, okay, all right. I remember me not really liking the film that much. Like, I remember me not really liking it all that much, but I just was like, oh, okay, it's I guess it's a nice movie, you know what I'm saying? But I really didn't look at that shit again. I will be honest with you. I definitely did not look at that movie again. But I mean, yeah, it was alright, I guess. But anyway, it was just funny. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, baby, the first time I saw you was at A Wrinkle in Times, that movie. She was like, that Disney movie. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I was a teenager. I think I was like 13 when that movie came out. I'm like, you was 13? She's like, I was about 13. About 13. I'm like, yeah, you was definitely a baby. Like, Yeah, I was about 13. I remember that the producers and stuff, they did not want me to be in that movie. I'm like, they didn't. She like, they did not. Oprah and like, it was another celebrity woman that kind of fought for me to be in the film. It was like the woman director and Oprah. They kind of like fought for me to be in the movie because they there was other people that did not want me to be in this movie because it was like a really big budget movie. And I remember everybody was just saying like this is like a really popular famous book. Like people read this book to their kids and shit. Like so people just did not think that I was able to pull the role off. They was just like, yo, we do not think that she's capable to play this character. And, I felt really bad that they didn't give me my damn shot. But they gave me a shot and it ended up working out for the best. But yeah, a lot of people did like the movie A Wrinkle in Time. And then there was a lot of people that did not like the movie. They thought it was stupid. You win some, you lose some. So I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah, but yeah, I think that movie was the movie that kind of put me on the map a little bit. Because I started booking other roles and stuff like that. I'm like, but weren't you on Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn? She's like, I was on Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. I was on there. I was on one episode of Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn, and that was like the episode where it was like the dance or whatever like that. I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah. Let me find out you know my resume, David. Let me find out you keeping tabs on me. I'm like, I'm keeping tabs on all my girls. She's like, oh, I'm your girl now. Now you claiming me? I'm like, I always claimed you, Storm Reed's like, oh, you did. We don't got no cartoon show on Disney. I'm like, oh, you want a cartoon show with me on Disney, huh? She's like, yeah. So we did end up having sex. I love Stone Reed though. Stone Reed's my baby. So I didn't really think Stone Reed was gonna break up with her boyfriend, but she fucking did. Then she changed her profile page on TikTok to a picture of me and her. So a lot of people was like, "Oh shit!" Now she got a picture of David and her as her profile picture. Like they gotta be in a relationship. They have to be fucking with each other. So you know, Zendaya don't. I don't know how Zendaya be finding out about this shit. Zendaya do not got TikTok. At least I think she don't. I know I don't have the shit, but she found out that she changed that photo to me and her, and she gonna fucking tell Storm Reed that she needs to change that shit. Cause they follow each other on Instagram, and she DM'd Storm Reed and told Storm Reed that she needed to change her photo. And Storm Reed like, I ain't changing shit. I forgot to block this girl on social media. I'm like, oh well, I guess you need to do that. It's like I'm not changing my damn photo. You're my boyfriend. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a nice photo of me and you. She's like, you like that photo? I'm like, yeah. It's like you gonna like something else in a minute. I'm like, and what's that? It's like, well, I don't want to tell you because it's a surprise. I know you don't like surprises, but you're gonna like this one. This is a really good one. So I'm like, oh, it is. Like, yeah. So I remember me and Storm Reed just was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and she was every time I'm with Storm Reed, she started crying. I don't know what it is with this damn girl, but she always start crying and getting emotional. She always do that shit. So she started crying and getting emotional, and she was talking about how she's pregnant with my babies, and she just don't want to go through it alone. The same shit that every girl say to me, but I'm like, look. Who said that? I'm like, who said that you're gonna be going through it alone? It's like, David, I'm serious. I don't want to go through this pregnancy by myself. Like, I don't. I really care about you. I'm like, it's like, and I'm definitely not gonna let any of your body just knock my ass up. I'm still like, I'm literally like almost 20 years old. Like, I'm not even thinking about having a fucking baby. But yet I'm pregnant. So I'm like, okay. So what I'm saying is I do not want to go through this alone because I love you. I let you knock me up because I love you. I'm like, okay, I love you too. I do, baby. So like, okay. So me and Storm Reed did end up having sex, and she fell asleep or whatever. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I told Zendaya that I would see her kind of like in the morning. I would take her out in the morning, and so because Zendaya, she was kind of tired because she is pregnant too, and so the babies was kind of making her tired, and she wasn't really feeling too good. She said she was throwing up and just not feeling, too up for it. She wanted to see me. She just was. She did sound like she was throwing up and sick and stuff when I was like talking to her on the phone. So that was a good thing because Demi Lovato was about to pull up to the house, but I was still with Storm Reed, and Storm Reed was knocked out asleep, but she was gripping onto my whole body, so it's like I couldn't get up right away. I had to wait for the right moment till she let me go because she wasn't like letting me go or whatever. So I'm like, Storm Reed, I gotta go. It's like, no, I want you to stay. You don't want to stay with your girlfriend? I'm like, I did. She's like, okay, so I don't want you to go. So like, what? You want to have sex more? Then we can have sex, whatever you want. So I'm like, I mean, you sure? Because, I mean, I thought you would sleep. She's like, I mean, I am asleep, but if you want to have sex with me, that's fine too. I'm like, you sure? It's like, yeah. So she's like, I know I ain't gonna go to sleep with dick in me, so that shit gonna definitely wake me up. I'm like, okay, I can do that. She's like, I mean, okay, well let's have sex. So we ended up having sex again, and that was definitely really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, with Storm Reed, I mean, I already knew that Storm Reed was kind of going to break up with her boyfriend. I felt it coming. I definitely did because we've been spending a lot of time together. And she was telling me she was going to do it. She was just waiting for the right moment to really tell him that she wasn't really feeling the relationship no more. I just didn't think she was going to do it this damn soon. She did it really soon. So I remember I meet up with Demi Lovato. She come to my place and she's like, "Oh, this is a nice, pretty little place." I'm like, "Yeah, I found it." I was gonna get one built, but then when I seen this, I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." She's like, "This is pretty nice. I like it." I'm like, "You do?" She's like, "Yeah, it's cool. I like it." So she's like, "We need to put a little bit of furniture in here, but it's cool." So I'm like, I had an extra blow up bed, so put that in there in the room we're gonna be staying. It's like, we're gonna be sleeping in the same bed together. I'm like, yeah, of course, my wife is definitely gonna be kind of mean to you. It's like, David, I got thick skin, I'm good. Like, trust me, I know she gonna be talking to me mean. I'm ready for her. I'm like, you sure? It's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, look. I mean, I know that I'm Demi Lovato and you're David, but like, what girl would want to leave their man with me? I'm like, yeah. Like, I mean, true. It's like, I mean, come on. Like, let's be real. I mean, I'm Demi, so I'm like, yeah, it's like, So I'm pretty sure every girl would be on their damn. They would be on their A game. Like, there's no way I'm leaving my man alone with you. You know, and I get it. I totally get it. I'm like, you do? It's like, yeah, I mean, but look at it like this, David. You know, if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing with your man, then you should have nothing to worry about. Like, far as me stealing him from you or him falling for me, you know, you wouldn't have anything to worry about. You actually would be in a safe zone. I'm like, yeah, that is true. It's like, like to me, I feel like you'll be in the safe zone because like, um, if I was, if I was that type of girl where I was, well, you know what, David, we already fucking with each other, so let's not act like we're not doing anything. So I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh, guess what happened though? When I went to go get my stuff, guess what happened? I'm like, what? She's like, guess what happened? You would not believe. I caught them. I caught them having sex. I caught them having sex. They thought that I wasn't coming back to get my stuff. They thought I was gone already. So I'm like, did you break up with him? She's like, no, I didn't. I caught him having sex, but I didn't say anything. Like, they didn't know that I was there. I'm like, oh, so you seen him? She's like, yeah, I seen him. So I'm like, oh, it's like I videotaped that shit on my phone though, cause I'm definitely gonna nail his ass. I'm gonna have him thinking that I don't know. I'm gonna have him thinking that I don't know, but I got the video on my phone. I'm like, you got it on your phone? It's like I recorded that shit. So I'm gonna send it to him because I know he gonna fucking lie and say ain't nothing going on between them two. And when I send him that fucking video, he ain't gonna have nothing to say. He gonna be fucking very quiet. It's nothing he's going to be able to say. I'm like, yeah, you probably gonna shut his ass up. It's like David, he is not gonna be able to come back. Like if you got evidence that somebody's cheating and you show them the video of them cheating, what can you really say? But that is true. Because number one, you can't say that's not you in the video because we can see that it's you clear as day. That's your face. That's you. You can't with somebody paste your face on somebody's body. You ain't that damn famous. You're not famous at all. So it's like, why sit there and lie about something like that? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, but I got the video on my phone. And I thought about how I would go about this shit. I'm like, so how are you gonna go about it? It's like I'm gonna wait to tell him. I'm literally going to wait to tell him, David. You know what I'm saying? Like I want him to think that I have no clue that they're doing this shit. Because like I said, he really think I'm one of them dumb bitches. But he's gonna see that he's gonna see that I definitely been on his ass. But like I'm like, but after you out his ass, then what? She's like, I want him out of my fucking apartment. I want him and my no good friend out of my fucking apartment. They can find their own place back to the fucking city or whatever the fuck, wherever they go at. But they're not. I'm not gonna have them stand there fucking in my damn apartment and shit. Like that's disrespectful to me. Like where's the respect at to me? Like you don't got no respect for me. Where you just gonna fuck in my apartment because I'm not there and shit. Like no, fuck no. They gonna get their ass out. So I'm like, okay, so when are you gonna do that? It's like, when am I gonna put them out? I'm like, yeah, it's like, I could do that shit tonight. I could probably do it tonight. Or you know what? I'll do it in the morning. I should do it in the morning. You know what? I'm gonna do it in the morning. Because they're not gonna see this coming. And like I said, they didn't even know that I was there. I'm like, so they ain't see you at all. It's like, nope, nope. They didn't see me at all. And you know what? When I used to have sex with my boyfriend, he never had sex with me like that. So he must really like my best friend. So, and I guess like when you having sex with somebody best friend, because you got to sneak to do it, it feels a lot better because it's like you're sneaking around to do it. They don't know you actually doing it, so it feels like, oh, this feels so good. But anyway, David, I definitely don't want to talk about that anymore. Like, can we have sex? So yeah, I did end up having sex with Demi Lovato because she is moving in to one of the little apartments that's kind of like on the ranch or whatever. We gotta live together for a little while. But anyway, I'm gonna stop this episode here. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for right now. Double whammies. That's a double whammy. I've been on here 2 times, so I'll holler at y'all later.